Okay, so you were there yesterday. Tell me what happened.
Yesterday, we went to the hospital and I was dropping somebody off, and I seen a 2-year-old young man. He was hit by a car, and an elderly man grabbed him, and he was bleeding everywhere. So I grabbed him and I rushed him to the emergency room. I took off running with him, and he, of course, he didn't make it, but he was bleeding pretty bad. He had really bad injuries.
Okay, so can you describe the vehicle for me? What did it look like?
It was a Chevy Silverado Tahoe, an older model.
Okay, and the Chevy, it was pulling out?
It was going down to park, and the little boy was running out, and he didn't see him, and he got hit.
Okay, so the vehicle hit the little boy from the front of the vehicle.
Yeah, from the side, of the right.
Okay, and the vehicle, the vehicle just hit him or ran over him?
It hit him. I think it hit him, and it just stopped at that point, and everything got pretty still after that.
Now, at that second when the little boy was hit, can you describe it for me? What do you see? What did you hear?
At that point, I parked the car. I put the car in park, and my window was down, and it just got really quiet, and all you just heard the grandmother screaming, just frantically screaming, and at that point I seen the man pick up the child, and he was bleeding, of course, all over his face, and then I just ran over there and grabbed him and took off.
What was the grandmother yelling? What was she saying?
Just screaming why, and she didn't understand why, what happened, and just she didn't understand. She really didn't understand.
Now, you said earlier that the man had picked up the little boy and he was just bleeding everywhere, coughing up blood. Tell me about that.
At that point, the man really didn't know what to do. He grabbed him, and he was just trying to figure out where he could go. He didn't really know which way to run, and I grabbed, like I said, I grabbed the child, and I took off towards the emergency room as fast as I could. And during that time, running towards the emergency room, he was just continuing coughing up blood, and that's pretty much what happened after that.
Okay, so you didn't even think about it, you just automatically knew what to do.
Of course.
Do you kind of have experience in
I
anything
used to
like
be a community service officer for Delano Police Department. I got trained by the best here. Just that little time that I was with them, I definitely felt confident enough to handle the situation the way it was supposed to be handled, and I just did what I had to do.
What was going through your mind on just kind of grabbing him and just running?
For every second, any time of a situation like that, I block everything out, and I just focused on the kid. I really did. I focused on the child, and that was my main focus. Like I said, I had a little bit of experience. I've seen stuff too, but I just at that point in my mind, I just focused on the child, to get him where he needs to be gone.
Okay, so at that moment you were completely focused on him. Once you took him inside, and you kind of soaked everything in, and you understood what was going on. What were your thoughts?
It, I would say I was positive that the child would have lived. He seemed like he had a pulse and he was breathing, but I really don't know how to go into detail as far as exactly what his injuries were. But I would say at that point, I was just praying for the best, that everything would come out fine, and that they would do what they had to do on their part to make sure that he was alive.
Are you kind of shocked at what happened now?
I'm a little shocked because it's a child. No child deserves to be, taken that fast. He was a 2-year-old. He had a whole life ahead of him, but I know for a fact that I know where he went, and that's all that matters to me. So I'm content with that.